Welcome to Mexico City. Traveling Vino back with you again. I'm sorry to inflict this. So what are we doing in Mexico City, honey?
Well, it was, we had a month and that was it before we head off into longer excursions. And so we had friends that came to Mexico City and enjoyed it, and it was just super close and easy to get to. And we just thought, why not? So we've been super surprised by how that's been this whole month we've spent time here.
Yeah, so what do you think, how do you feel about our apartment?
I love the apartment. The apartment's great, it's roomy, it has everything we need. Logistically, it's right in the middle of nice neighborhoods. Only bad thing is it's on a busy street and there's a hospital next to us, so you hear ambulances and a lot of traffic most of the day. Evening, a little better, but yeah, that's been the only bad thing, is that it's a little loud right now.
Yeah, so we're in an Airbnb and we're up on the 7th floor, so you'd think we'd be a lot above a lot of that stuff, but yeah, we do hear the ambulances because the hospital's right over here, and some of the traffic noise occasionally, so not a big deal. But yeah, we're in a good place. We're off a road named Los Insurgents, which is like a big main road that goes kind of north-south through Mexico City, we're to the west of us is La Condesa, and to the east of us is Roma neighborhoods, which are two of the really popular, really
more for expats, kind of.
Yeah, there's a lot of expats running around, but it's just really nice, quaint neighborhoods. We've been to some other neighborhoods. What were some of your favorite neighborhoods that we visited?
So the fun thing is that's basically what we've done every other day, or at least on weekends on the long ones, because we've walked a ton. But we wanted to go check out all the neighborhoods, just because each one has a different vibe and just a different feel. So Coacan was more locals, bohemian style, and it was right next to San Angel, which I feel like is more like San Miguel Allende, just with all the art and the parks and just the colorful buildings and all of that.
A lot of artists here, yeah.
Zocalo was crazy because that's more downtown centro.
Yeah, it's where the big square is. That's where a lot of the government buildings are. And then there's Polanco, which is like the Beverly Hills of Mexico City, and all the nice cars and
it's super
swanky places to live, and apartments and stuff like that, and just very nice restaurants. But yeah, the area where we're at is great.
Oden Juarez, which is right next to it.
I
think that's all the neighborhoods that we've
most of the neighborhoods. We walked through a lot of other neighborhoods, just going from one to the other. But yeah, we walked a ton.
And tried to visit them a couple times just so you get like a really good feel for them.
Right. Never felt unsafe walking. Have you?
No. Yeah. At night, never. It's so safe here. So
there is a large police presence. I don't know if this is something new or different, but they seem to be making an effort to do a little more community policing kind of thing, where they're out in the neighborhoods posted on regular corners, but there's just a ton of police cars, nothing major going on, just making you feel safe kind of thing. So I don't know, it seems kind of safe to me. I've never felt unsafe at all, or sketchy or anything like that. So the hardest part has been, the most unsafe thing we've done is trying to cross the street, right?
They'll have like 8 to 10 different lanes coming into one intersection, and you just don't know which way to look, which way to go. There's no lights for walkers. It just is a free-for-all.
Yeah, it's kind of like you kind of got to look both ways and kind of behind you a little bit to make sure where they're coming from, kind of thing, before you actually step out on the curb. We've almost gotten hit by a motorcycle or a bicycle, because they have these bike lanes, and kind of step out into it and you don't realize, here comes one. So,
forgot to look.
Yeah, so that's probably been the most dangerous or sketchy thing we've run into, but for the most part, it's been very safe, and we've really enjoyed walking around and seeing. They have a lot of parks here. So they have
green space is amazing.
A lot of green space. There's one huge park. I'll put the name of it in here, but yeah,
it has the castle at the top of it.
Yeah, the historic castle, and we did go up and visit that. Amazing view of the whole city and stuff. And the park itself is just amazing. I mean, it's just a beautiful park, spread out, lots of people laying around.
Lots of fountains, there's a zoo, there's vendors, there's, it's just, it's a ton of museum. There's actually several museums within the park.
Yeah,
so
the archaeology museum is there.
Yeah.
We did go through that, so yeah. So what's,
We've done a couple of excursions. Which one's your favorite?
oh, well, you know, I have to give some shout outs here. So the kids got us a boat canal tour. That was a lot of fun. So you got to see a little bit different side of Lori during that.
They pushed the tequila shots.
So yeah, that was fun. No, that was a lot of fun. So thanks.
It
Thanks,
was.
guys.
They did games, you know, Mexican bingo and the little karaoke, and then there's all the mariachi bands on different boats, and you know, you stop and get a taco on one of the islands, and so it was super fun. It was definitely an experience. We took an Uber, and that was driving through the traffic of Mexico City is insane.
Oh, yeah.
So that was an excursion within an excursion. So you know.
So what about some of the other excursions?
We went and saw the pyramids, which that was super fun. I mean, those were that was we enjoyed that. That's, you know, of course, you know, the history of it is not completely known.
Yeah, they don't know who really built the pyramids anyway, so it's kind of a mystery there. But that was kind of cool. Yeah, so we took a bus up there. That was about an hour bus drive, so that wasn't too bad. What about the food? What's been some of your highlights on the food?
So each neighborhood has its own mercado, and I think that has the best food.
Yeah.
So there, if you go on the weekends, it's so insane because you've got the produce and the meats and the bugs and, you know, all the different little side things and clothing, and then in the middle you've got a bunch of different food ones that you can sit there and just watch people and eat. And I mean, it's super fun, but you know, after about 30 minutes we both are just overwhelmed by just constant noise, people, you can't move. It's
yeah, you get overloaded, or at least I do anyway. Yeah, so it's kind of like overwhelmed with the number of people. There's 23 million people in greater Mexico City area, which is it's a lot of people. It's hard to get your mind around how many people that is until you get out in the street and you see them all, you know, walking or whatever. And it's like, I guess on Sundays they close down some of the main roads so that people can walk or cycle. And just
downtown,
crazy number of people just everywhere. So
walking through Chinatown, another thing, because they had the Chinese New Year when we were there, and so that was you can't move.
That was pretty crazy. Couldn't move for like 10 minutes. I was like, okay, are we ever going to get out of this crowd? That was crazy.
But the food, I mean, I've enjoyed the tacos in the mercados the most, and the street food, I mean, those people, it just has the most flavor. But we have eaten other food.
Yep.
We had sushi one night, which was good, and then Spanish tapas.
Yep.
Argentina
food. Yep, that was good.
Burgers.
Then,
we did Crater and go for the American burger, but you know, that's all right.
Yeah, that was good. No, I mean, overall the food's been pretty good, I think. I mean, it hasn't been. It's not as cheap as we thought it would be in some places. I mean, so if you go to the taco stands, obviously, you know, you're paying $1 or $2 for 2 or 3 tacos, right? So, but if you go to a restaurant, you go sit down, cafe kind of place, it's going to be a little more expensive. So, but you know, overall the food's been really good. So we've enjoyed trying different things. So.
Now, the one thing that we did notice is that, that I was surprised by, is we thought that more people would speak English. And so we know Spanish, but not
very much.
Uno
poquito español.
So ordering, sometimes we thought we were doing good, and then they would bring it to us and it was something completely different. So that's happened a couple of times.
Yeah. It's been kind of a theme. Is like, I don't know if it's because we're stupid gringos and you know, we don't know what we're ordering, or we didn't realize it, or they're taking advantage of us. We have no idea. But I mean, last night we ordered wings and fries for the Super Bowl, and we got a platter of 35 wings and way too much food. It's like, oh my God, that's not what we ordered.
Forever.
So, so anyway.
And then we went to a happy hour one time that said 2 for $1, and we were like, oh hey, let's get margaritas. You know, just we can get one each. and they ended up bringing us, 2 each, so we had 4 instead of 1.
Yeah, so that was interesting, lost in translation
So
moment.
yeah, there's been some times that,
Yeah.
yeah, and also I'm sure at the grocery store, if we don't use our translator well enough, we end up back at home with something that
Yeah.
we have no idea. So that's been entertaining.
Yeah. We've had some good social moments. I mean, so, we met some friends here in Mexico City, which was nice. A lot more social than some of our other trips.
Oh yeah, so thank you, Mitchell, because he introduced us to Chris and Lydia, who were awesome.
Yep.
And we went to dinner with them a couple of times, and actually went to a soccer or a football game,
yep.
and that was super fun.
Yep.
And then Whitney
Cruz
introduced
Azul.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a fun game. And then Whitney introduced us to Amy, and she's living here, and so that was really fun to do coffee with her and just listen to her whole experience while she's been here.
Right.
So that's been really fun. I mean, just that whole experience, because we have not had much social interaction when we're traveling. It's just the two of us. So.
Right. So it's nice to meet people on the road. So if anybody wants to come join us, it's just a little side note.
yeah, come on.
Yeah. So what about the dogs in the park?
Loving that part. So
Yeah.
especially in our little neighborhood parts, everybody has at least 1, if not 3 dogs.
Yeah.
And they're so well trained that they don't even have leashes. They just follow them around. And I mean, that's so much fun to go to the dog park and watch all the dogs and just, yeah. And the adoption's a little sad, but at least they're...
Yeah, they always have people, they always have, especially on the weekends, they have adoption teams out there with lots of pets that are up for adoption and stuff. So that's kind of heartbreaking a little bit, but yeah, it's like, okay. It's cute,
So
cute as hell. But yeah,
so many chihuahuas here.
yeah, I'm pretty much convinced that the native language of dogs is Spanish because they're so well behaved, and it's just amazing to me.
And I'll blame that on ours because we don't train
Yeah,
ours
we
well
don't train ours very well, but
enough,
that's
so.
just us. So yeah, no, that was cool.
Yeah, yeah. And
Parks have been very enjoyable, like we said. It's there's a big park, and then there's a local park in Condesa that has a dog section to it, and then
And that seems to be where everybody goes in the afternoon and evenings. And so there's, you've got people rollerblading, you've got people doing salsa dancing lessons,
music. I mean, just different bands or different
juggling classes,
juggling. Just
little kids ride their bikes, dogs running everywhere. I mean, it's just
frisbee, you name it.
music. I mean, we've just the street music has been really nice.
Yeah,
so.
it's been amazing. Buskers everywhere. They're some of them are really good.
Yeah. Some aren't.
Yeah, that's another thing we wanted to kind of mention is there's a big disparity of the rich and the poor. Obviously, it's Mexico, and there's unfortunately we sit down at dinner sometimes and there's 3 or 4 people that come by asking for money.
Sometimes they're trying to sell you things, but basically they just need the money.
It's just heartbreaking. You have a young kid coming through and asking for a few dollars for something or a few pesos for something, and it's like, yeah, sorry, no gracias, and
At least once you say that, they do move on. They don't pester you.
Yeah, they don't pester you or anything. It's just a disparity that you notice when you're here. So
Yeah. Well, and so I guess a good thing here also is the medical and pharmaceuticals.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the medical stuff.
Yeah, so pharmaceuticals, you can get anything over the counter, which is lovely, without a prescription, and not any more expensive.
Tons of pharmacies. I mean, they're on every corner, it seems like, and so you just go in there and whatever you're usually taking, they have, or you can get fairly inexpensively.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And then I had to go see a dermatologist just for an annual appointment, and a couple other skin issues that was going on. But
what was your thought about how that was?
oh my gosh! So I called the week before, a couple of days, and they had appointments that next week. So I went in, saw the doctor. It was super quick. I ended up going back for a second just follow up. $57 for both appointments.
Yeah,
she froze off like a bunch of little spots.
Amazing.
$57. So I mean, just really nice. And then I went to go do my annual cardiology appointment. So found a specialist on that. The nice thing with that is that you actually text right with your doctor, so there's no other staff.
Yeah, you have a direct line to him. I mean, he's been very responsive, and he's just available for questions.
He's one of the top cardiologists here. He does rotations at Baylor, Scott and Watt. I mean, he's such a great guy, and so that was super easy to get into him too. Again, it was like $67.
So yeah, you see yourself coming back here on a regular basis?
I really liked it. It's so easy to get here, and two, I'm blown away more by how picturesque the little streets are, and just all the amount of cafes and everybody outside. Just
have I talked about the weather?
No.
Okay, the weather here is phenomenal. And so Mexico City's at like 7,800 feet, right?
So we can't breathe whenever we're walking around.
Yeah,
it's the only bad thing.
Our breathing is a little bit challenged, but really it keeps the temperature so mild. I mean, it's been like
perfect.
the highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s kind of thing, and it's just incredibly pleasant here. Very dry.
Sunny every day.
Yeah, sunny, dry. We've had rain 1 day or
2 days,
maybe 2 days.
Just for like an hour or two, so
yeah,
short.
so very short, but it's just been so pleasant. Everything's open air, like you said. I mean, it's just like all the restaurants are open air, and a lot of the apartments don't have air conditioning. Ours does,
but only in the bedroom.
But only in the bedroom. But I mean, you don't really need it.
Yeah,
but,
we have a fan out here, so it's been fine.
But yeah, that's been one of the truly amazing surprises to me. It's just how. My understanding is it's mild year round because of that. Even in the summertime, I think the hottest month is May, and it gets to 80 degrees. So it's like,
and that's it. So.
That's a little secret, so don't tell anybody that we told you guys.
For those reasons, there's a lot of times if we just have like a month.
Yeah.
We
get out of the Texas winter and get out of the
So-
Texas summer. We can come down here to
August.
Mexico.
Yeah, August in Mexico instead of Austin.
Yeah. Weird, right? So yeah.
Well, overall, I mean, it surprises, I guess. I mean, did you have anything that you were not expecting that we haven't talked about yet?
Yeah, it's been a very pleasant surprise being here in Mexico City. I mean, I don't know, I didn't have a lot of expectations coming in, but I knew that it would be a decent place to hang out for a month, and it's been very surprising how nice the weather is and how pleasant people are. I mean, the Mexican people are amazing, so friendly. We've not had any negative things really at all to say. Everybody's been friendly and helpful. I mean, we try to speak as much Spanish as we can, but they tolerate us to a large degree, and they're just very accommodating, and they're just so friendly. So that's been kind of a big surprise. Our apartment's okay. I wouldn't. It's a corporate run apartment, kind of hotel kind of thing. So, but it's like you said, it's nice. It's a good size. We've got everything we need here. It's been well done. I would say that walking around as much as we have, that's been a big pleasant surprise. We haven't used the public transportation at all.
No, which is also a big surprise because we thought we would.
We could if we wanted to, but it's just much funner to kind of walk.
Yeah, we see so much more, I think,
Yeah,
and it's just so nice outside that it's it's fine.
Yeah.
Plus, you get to go through the parks where everybody is making out, or
there's a lot of
coffee shops and have coffee.
Just a little side note: public displays of affection are not uncommon here. So you go through the park, you're going to see a couple making out, and that's okay. They're not embarrassed.
No, not at all.
Good for them. Well, I think that kind of wraps up our Mexico City.
Yeah. So let us know if you've got comments or questions, and we can add on or whatever. And do you want to share where we're going, or maybe we'll do a quiz and
I think we have some big plans for the next 4 to 5 months.
Be in Austin for 2 weeks, or a week in Austin, a week in Dallas, and then we head out again. So we'll maybe we'll do a little game and
make some fun out of it. Okay, look at you.
Guess.
Look at you, getting all creative. Who is this? Oh man. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll catch up with you guys next time. Salud.
Salud.